Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 30th of September. So, looking at today's markets, then looking at the fundamentals, fundamental news, the key event risks that may be happening this morning. 8 o'clock, we've got the Swiss economic barometer. Could move the Swissy about a bit, could have a knock-on effect a little bit with the euro, we'll see, but that's 8 a.m. 8:20 we got the ECB President Lagarde speaking at the ECB hosted by Institutional Monetary and Financial Stability. Okay, so I think mostly what she is likely to say will be already out there. Non-farm payrolls, we got the ADP data today at 1:15. It sometimes creates a little bit of a movement, but not much these days. I mean, people have been ignoring it for years, and it's realised how flimsy it is once again. Canadian monthly GDP 130, not really much of a mover ever. Chicago PMI at 245 and pending home sales at 3. I don't think either of those will come to much. So not a lot really going on there. So let's look at the technicals then, and I'm looking at the euro dollar first, looking at this daily picture, and it's ran into its the daily 21. The market caught those buy orders yesterday, bought through, actually caught a bit of momentum later, and I mean it was a bit of it makes it look very simple this, but it did dance around a little bit, but certainly looking okay. Now where are we this morning? It's just put the RSI on there we go. I was just looking to see if we have any divergence across these lows. We don't. We got the daily pivot untouched. It's really a case of, for me, if it starts breaking above that sort of 1738 sort of zone, above that 34 moving averages, well, we're back for further upside potential. A break to the downside here on the 50, well, could be down towards the 1692 area. A little bit more bullish looking at the moment on this chart. Just come out that a little bit. There's probably a bit of divergence actually across these highs here. Just put the MACD in, it's simpler to see. There we go. So a bit of divergence across those highs. Maybe we'll see a bit more correction from that divergence, but it's on a 30-minute time frame. Let's just switch this to a 60 for a moment. Yeah, it's still there. It's slipped off there. So bit of divergence across there, not so clear on that time frame, but as I say, just catching a bid at the moment. We'll see how things develop there. Okay, that's euro. The pound. Let's quickly look at this. There we go. Daily on the pound. It's struggling to get through its daily 21 there. A couple of attempts last couple of days, Monday, Tuesday. Just hanging at the moment, and just consolidating. When you look at this 4-hourly picture, not really giving us too much of a clue, and well, it just shows you how choppy it really is. I think with the Brexit negotiations, etc., it's probably a bit of a risky one anyway, and I think the traders are steering clear of it a little bit there, so probably join them in steering clear. Although I'm seeing some lovely moves, intraday moves. It doesn't really show. Still quite a few pips amongst some of these moves up here. It seems at times a bit more bullish than stronger than some of the other pairings, but it's still quite a lot of risks that sits around it. So dollar yen. Again, flattish, very low ranges sitting in this yen. In fact, if I'll just bring this, show you the average true range at the moment, down to 54 pips, 55 pips at the moment on a daily basis. So very little in the way of range. Just looking at a couple of things here. So small ranges. What we do, where we're going at the moment, higher lows, higher highs, still sitting through this 4-hourly picture just about. And well, dancing around a little bit there, dancing somewhat. It's struggling to do anything here. So I can see, as I say, high lows, high highs. Maybe if it pushes back above that 105.60 area, we could see it push back towards its R1, but it's just literally gone from pillar to post almost overnight. So difficult one to work out where that's going. Seems like a lot of these markets are just so ugly at the moment. They're not necessarily built because of the non-farms. Don't know what's going on here. Just lack of oomph. The Aussie dollar, well, it had been pushing up for the last couple of days. Okay, today it's putting the sort of, well, okay, it's a daily bar. It's not finished yet, but it's just stalling here on these bars. Maybe this little retracement will give us something to see a continuation. It's moved up quite nicely on the 4 hourlies there. Flaggy sort of pattern that we're seeing here at the moment. Maybe that will give us a bit more movement. It's just not really, when I say a bit more movement, it's barely moved it. The ranges of, again, dropped down. This is a hourly chart, but 13 pips an hour sort of, it's moving in pretty low sort of volume movement there. You could be sitting in something for a long time, so we'll see. There might be something that picks up on that later towards the upside. Canadian dollar, another one, just continuing its sort of softening process, but very within a range, so a slightly rising range there. So again, nothing really to be done there, so not really worth doing too much on that. Looking elsewhere, gold. Actually, I will look at it from a daily point of view. We saw a couple of days back up there, which no surprise with the euro, everything moving slightly back up there, dollar coming back a bit. It's moved up there, and sort of same sort of picture as the Aussie dollar, really, flag sort of pattern sitting there on the hourlies. So there's potential for these markets to push back up there if that dollar weakens some more. Okay, then the S&Ps. He says when the picture comes, that's good. Okay, S&Ps, not really too much going on here. Today gave back its marginal gains later, and it's selling off at the moment. Lower high and will be certainly a lower high. We'll see on the hourlies a bit clearer, but looks like at the moment it's heading back towards its weekly pivot. Thought it might have gone back there a bit earlier, but heading back towards that weekly pivot really at the moment, with a confirmed proper lower high that came through there. Real key reversal bar sitting in there, putting a new high, completely engulfed the previous bar, and we saw the selling off coming from that. So at the moment looking quite bearish. It is down to its S2 though, and well, markets tend to hold in within these pivot levels. It may just hold it, but does look a bit soft. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. As I say, not a lot of news. I think we're going to be fighting around a little bit for a day trade to come out of these markets. Maybe the euro will give us an opportunity later, but there's a lot of chop in these markets. Have a great day. Bye for now.